All right, we're here, Victory World Convention. I'm here with Mr. Sipple. Thank you for spending some time here with us, sir.
Grateful to be here,
yes,
sir.
Yes, this is an amazing weekend for us, the Victory World Convention. I keep saying it's like the Super Bowl weekend for Victory. You know, we've been all the instructors together, training, learning, enjoying it, and yeah, we have the tournament going on, and obviously the night show tonight is going to be spectacular. And of course, Mr. Sipple, one of our sponsors for our event this weekend. So
yes, sir.
Thank you for that, and your whole family are black belts.
Yes, sir.
And
tomorrow I test for black belt, sir.
Oh, that's amazing. How's that journey been? And you know, how did it all come about? You know, I know you're talking about it was during COVID, and which is something we want to touch on as well. So
yeah, it was June of 2020. My wife, and one of Connor's classmates were already in Victory, the Aguayo family. Right?
Yeah,
and so they said, oh, you should check this out. So I went to Victory COE.
Yeah.
And that's where they signed up, and I watched them for a year and thought, man, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So he did it first for a year.
They both did it first. They're both a year ahead of me.
Awesome. Okay.
Yes.
And they inspired you to get out there.
Yes. I was doing the push-ups and the planks on the side and thinking, I should do this. I should do this.
That's awesome. And you're testing for your black belt tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
How awesome is that? That's amazing. No, it's you know, growing up in this, obviously, you know, my whole life, you know, family is everything, and that was my father's dream, was to have families training together, kick together, stick together. You know, that's always been the thing. So talk to me a little bit about obviously also your son is a first degree black belt?
Yes.
Or second? Yeah.
Yes,
and I know he's a black belt, and he
midterms tomorrow.
He midterms tomorrow as well. Awesome. And he's also a classmate of my daughter's, and somebody that he always looks after her. I can see it, and he, you know, he's always helping the younger ones, and that's just kind of part of, you know, obviously he's your son, so he's got this great leadership ability to always care, and I know that you and your wife, same thing, and I just wanted to tell you that.
No, thank you, sir. No, we're super proud of. I mean, what the opportunity we have with Master Tree Academy, right?
Yes.
Is they're teaching our kids. They're teaching kids how to think, not what to think.
That's huge.
So like when he tells me, hey, Dad, I'm doing this, like I'm asking about his mouth. He's in math and he's in 4th grade.
Yeah.
And he's talking about geometry and algebra. I'm like, wait a minute, dude. Like, I didn't learn that until I was in 7th or 8th grade.
Same, right? Geometry was like 7th grade.
But it doesn't even matter because it's more about the community. Like we were talking about before we came on.
Right.
Is most education is teaching us how to be competitive.
Yes.
And then we get out in the real world. And they're like, hey, go build relationships. Go build partnerships. You wait, I just competed against everybody forever. Like life's about conspiring. Life's about community. Life's about family, like you said. And that's all this is.
Absolutely. That human experience. And that was what COVID did, was that social distancing, which is the opposite of what we want. We want people to conspire and think outside the box. And, you know, when all our brains are working together, we can create something powerful, right?
That's it. That's the mastermind, right?
That's huge.
And we were during COVID, like you said, it was, we kept praying every night, like, thank you, God, to live in the greatest country in the world.
Absolutely.
But the greatest state in the world as well.
Like, that's it.
Literally, we had freedom. We didn't have fear. Like fear, really, like that fear, uncertainty, doubt.
Yeah.
That's what stops everybody.
Yeah. It controls.
That's why, yes, I can.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
That's it. And it's crazy. You know, I'm using that with my kids now, like when they, you know, all these lessons as a kid that I learned, and it's just coming back full circle with my kids. When, Daddy, I don't want it. I say, wait. How do you speak at Victory? Oh, yes, I can. Okay. You know, and
I tell Connor I'd rather him cuss. Like I let him listen to David Goggins. I'm like, he's gonna cuss a lot, son. And he's like, well, why is
he's a good guy to listen to.
Why does he say all the F word all the time, Dad? And I'm like, well, it's just an expression. It's energy. And like I'd rather hear that than no. I tell him if I hear no, then I'm mad.
Right.
Like then I'm like, wait a minute, what'd you say?
Yeah. No, that's a great point. Talk to us about your sponsorship as well. Obviously a partnership, you know, believing in Victory and what we do. And I was telling you before we got on, I feel like you've been with, you know, us and Victory much longer than, you said June 2020, right?
Yes.
That's when, little side note, my son was born June 2020. And his birthday's today.
Really?
And so
happy birthday.
He's 4 years old today.
Wow.
So June 2020 was an important month. You started Victory. My son was born. So all good things in that month.
Always. It's always a blessing, right? It's either a lesson or a blessing. Always.
Absolutely.
And the sponsorship was just an obvious thing to do, right? Like this is our community. We spend the majority of our time training. I mean, we're there 5 or 6 days a week.
Yes.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
Your
Friday.
wife was training the whole time yesterday. We were doing, she was in one of the groups, and Connor was.
Yes, Connor was.
Ah, such a beautiful thing.
And then I got told, like, why weren't you there?
Why
So I was
weren't
like,
you
I was
there?
working, sir. I'm the one providing. Like,
I know.
As a man, you
Well,
got to provide, protect.
Absolutely.
You know,
we know when you're not training, you're working, you know, so.
Yes.
But no, I think it's just such a family community, obviously, with Victory but yeah, talk to us a little bit more about what you do and everything.
I appreciate the question. Yeah,
absolutely.
So what I do is different, right? Like I help people take back control of their money. Like, wait a minute, I didn't know I didn't have control of my money.
Yeah.
And they're like, what do you mean? I was like, well, I help you become your own bank.
Yeah.
Right. And it's really something that I asked for a financial philosophy. Like I've always had a philosophy as a man. I've had a philosophy as an athlete, a philosophy as a husband, as a father.
Yes.
But I didn't have one about money.
Yes.
Like when I heard two people talk about money, it just sounded like Charlie Brown's teacher. I heard wah, 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 wah. I was like, people talk to me about money. I'm like, this is boring. Like, when are we going to go do something fun?
On money, right?
Right?
Yeah,
because we're groomed to get control of our money.
Right.
And so the reason I do what I do is when I learned about it, I literally read this book called Becoming Your Own Banker by R. Nelson Nash. That was handed to me by my mentor, Brian. And I read it one night. Don't be impressed. It's only 91 pages, right? It's got lots of pictures, big words.
Yeah.
And I read it again the next day and I called him up and I cussed at him. I'm like, dude, I've known you for 2 years. Why didn't you tell me about this? And he goes, Sip, you weren't ready.
You weren't ready.
You weren't ready. Because when you start asking, like if you wonder what the wealthiest families have done, the Rockefellers, the Morgans, the Stanleys,
Morgan.
right? If you wonder how Disney built Disney World, this is how.
Yes.
It's through what we teach. It's through specially engineered whole life. And people are like, well, whole life? Well, why would I do that? It's like, well, you want control of your money for all your financial needs.
Absolutely.
You want to set up legacy. Like we believe about family.
Right.
So we want to give you legacy, back control of your money. We want to help you build, keep, and create more wealth. Beautiful. And so we had the opportunity to come here. I mean, this is disruptive, right? It's helping people with their structure. Absolutely. With their emotion.
Structure, emotion.
With their knowledge, and then it becomes legacy.
Legacy. Yeah.
Like you don't set out and say, hey, it's going to be legacy. No, you got to do the things first. You got to wake up. You got to have the habits.
Lay the foundation first.
You got to do the foundation. That's what I teach people. Like, hey, your money's all over the place.
Right.
Like you can't build your mansion, your house, or whatever you want on sand.
Yeah.
Like you need a strong financial foundation. You need the structure.
Absolutely.
You need the discipline. I tell people, hey, sir, do you know the 2 pains in life?
2 pains in life?
There's 2 pains in life. Do you know what they are? Don't say marriage. Don't say taxes.
Yeah.
So I'm taking it. So it's either gonna be the pain or regret.
I was gonna say regret.
Regret.
And I can't take credit because I didn't say it, but regret, pain or regret.
I didn't give you a chance to answer, sir. So that's not even fair. The pain or regret, or the pain of discipline. And we choose.
Yeah.
We choose.
Yeah.
It's the same thing like Henry Ford said. You either think you can or you think you can.
The man who thinks he can and the man who thinks he can are both usually right.
They're both right.
Yeah.
They're both right.
So, no, beautiful. Thanks for sharing that.
Course,
absolutely.
Sir.
No, it's, I agree. And obviously it comes back to, what Victory is, that laying down that structure for these kids. I mean, there's not a human in the world that can't benefit from what we're trying to accomplish in Victory.
Everything through martial arts.
Right? Through the physical, through the training the mind, training the body. And they say, train the mind or it'll train you. And that's part of what we do. And the sense of community as well, obviously.
100%. I've been so excited about this because I knew about this 2 weeks ago.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I did. Yeah, I did. Because about 2 years ago, I went out and had the privilege to have lunch with, at that point, it was still senior master near, but before he became chief master. We went to Yellow Dogs, great place to go eat.
In downtown Winter Garden.
Yep. We had a great lunch, and all we talked about is community. How do we build the community stronger? How do we have more relationships and do business with each other in the community?
Yes.
Like, and we brought so many people to Victory. Yeah. It's not just because we think it's awesome. It's like, we want to hang out with people we that we know and that we want to be around. Like when we hang out together, it's like, oh, what a bunch of badasses. We got a bunch of black belts that we're hanging out with. Our kids are playing together. And
Absolutely.
You go to a kid's birthday party in Victory and they get a big egg in their head and they're like, it's okay. They're a martial artist. They'll be fine. It's not normal.
No. It's I love our industry and our business. And again, my father's dream was to come to the United States and teach martial arts and teach families. And I was,
amazing
to be a part of that and to see, day one where, he didn't speak much English at all. And he would have me go.
1993, right, sir?
93, March 8th, 93 was the first day. And he would, throw me outside. Hey, go do some kicks. Go do some, show off a little bit. That's where I kind of get my performance, I guess. I like to show off sometimes. But and then they would walk in the school, and then my father's words would, welcome. You will be my next student. Thank you for being here. Those were pretty much the words and then. Again, I mean, his determination to make it happen and being
vision.
I got to see that, and I got to be part of that, and it just makes me, it gives me chills just thinking about it.
I glow thinking about it too. Like when I saw him test for his Grandmaster last year. I didn't want to send him a text message or a video message or call him to congratulate him. I wanted to see him.
See him in person and tell him.
7 months later.
Yeah.
7 months later, rolled out the window, dropping off our kids at school.
That's cool.
And I'm like crawling out the window, yelling, sir, congratulations.
That's awesome.
Like to see this and the amount of people and the amount of, like the ripple effect.
Yeah.
10,000 plus
the Sipple effect.
Students. I try to keep it simple as Sipple.
I love that.
Right?
Simplicity is the key.
It is. If it's jargony, if it's like whatever, speak to that whatever that profession is, if it's confusing, well, it's confusing for a purpose.
Yeah.
Someone wants us not to understand.
Right.
Like think how simple everything we teach at Victory is.
Yes.
Right?
It should be.
It's
they say
simple.
Complexity is the enemy of execution, right?
Yes, it's like the man who wrote something like, hey, I'm sorry, I would have written a shorter letter if I had more time.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. And that's again, going back to Victory and what we're going to accomplish with Victory TV as well is we want to...
what is the mission, sir?
What's the big mission? We've got so many
I don't want to be the interviewer, but what is the big mission here, sir?
Yeah, we never know exactly where it's going to take us, but when you're passionate about something and when there's authenticity and there's a lot of stories that have to be told, through Victory. And this gives us the platform to do that. And I'm enjoying this maybe way too much, but it's a good thing. I'm passionate about it, and I got a lot of things and I'm continuing to learn on my journey, to become a better father, a better boss, a better partner, and so, we don't have it all figured out, but
sir, but if it all went your way, the big vision, like if I give you a magic wand, it's a pretty magical place. So I give you my magic wand. Where's it going?
Yeah, I'd love for people to really see what Victory is on a bigger scale, right? If it's Disney World or if it's, I always say one day I'm going to interview The Rock. It's one of my,
there you go.
Growing up, just being, idolizing The Rock. But I just love people that,
What about a partnership with The Rock, sir?
Oh my gosh. I mean,
what Victory teaches needs to be in every family.
Yes.
Like we don't have the discipline we had.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like years ago in America.
Right.
This is why I'm so passionate about what I do. It's not about like how many people can I, it's like I need to help 10 million fathers, right?
You're doing it.
To educate them, to inspire them, to avoid financial illiteracy or slavery, you pick,
right.
to live the legacy, and to make a positive impact in our community. It might not take 10 million, it might be it might be The Rock. Like you just got to find the right partners to go out and say, hey, you guys should be doing this, because this will change your life.
Absolutely.
And that's what Victory is. I mean, it's already 10,000. Why not be 100,000?
Oh yeah.
Why not be 1 million?
I said the first 30 years we were trying to figure it out. We did pretty well.
Yeah.
The next 30 years now. I mean, it's just we're what I feel, especially about this weekend, is things are in sync. I can feel that energy. I can feel the the support and the families and families like you guys that are just, you guys get it. You understand what we are trying to accomplish and you're living it, right? So. I just feel a lot of gratitude in my heart, and we'll see where it goes. But I'm excited for the journey. It's like a new era that's starting. We're teaming up with an amazing company, and they're doing a fantastic job. And so, and I've seen you here on this video, every few minutes. And
hey, that background, that video right there is right where we got married too.
Is it really?
Yeah, Casa Feliz down Winter Park.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
no kidding.
I mean, this is how.
So I grew up in Winter Park. Winter Park I went to Winter Park High School.
Oh really? I didn't know that, sir.
Played golf at Winter Park High School. Played basketball at Winter Park. Grew up at the Winter Park.
They let me on the
Center.
golf course once, and I hit a couple balls into the street, and they said, "You can't come back here anymore."
Wait, are you talking about the downtown Winter Park?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, such a fun course to play. The little 9-hole right there. Our home course was the Winter Park Pines.
Okay.
Right? anyway, it's where we grew up. So, you know, we thought it was, but then we would love to play against away teams because they had like Bay Hill and.
Oh, you played on a team, sir?
I did. I played 4 years.
That's amazing.
I got lucky and made it freshman year, and I just kept getting better every year. So my senior year, I was scratch. You know, it's only 9 holes, but I was a scratch,
That's
golfer.
Sir.
So
I quit golf in 1997. I threw my clubs in the water, and I've only been back on the course 2 times. That's why I did triathlon, sir.
Oh, that's
I
right.
Picked a different
Talk
sport.
to us about that. I know that you had one recently. Did you?
No, I retired.
You retired. Okay.
I retired. I'll get back to it in my 50s.
In your 50s.
In my 50s. Yes.
Well, I got to say, your hair is always looking on point. I'm very big on that. You know.
Sir, every time I see you, got a fresh cut. Every Friday, sir. You told me.
You know,
I even think about that. I think about I get my haircut like once every month or 6 weeks. Yeah. But every time I see you at the school, I'm like, his hair's on point every single time.
I think that about you, actually. You know, I said this comment yesterday. I was like, you know, 2 things that make me feel like $1 million. You know, feel when I get my haircut and when I finish a podcast. So those are and of course, you know, every time I'm around my kids, I feel the best. But
so
you know,
there couldn't be a better place for you than in this setting.
Because
of your energy, what you bring.
Yes, sir. Yes,
everything's
sir.
always happening for us, right?
For us, not to us,
always
right?
For us.
Absolutely. Beautiful. Well, thank you, sir. I think it's I feel like this is again the start of a new era here with Victory TV, and then with our World Convention tonight. We're gonna live stream it, which is gonna be spectacular. I'm gonna be commentating with Janet, and
we'll be front row watching you, sir. We'll be front row cheering
you were here last. You were here last year,
yes,
right?
Sir.
When you saw.
Yes, sir.
How awesome was that to see?
It's incredible.
The night show. I feel like we one up it every single year.
Every year, and the other teams are bringing it, right? So our team at Coe's got to bring it. Your team's got to bring it.
Heck yeah! So
how cool? Some pride here too, right?
How cool is the So you're the coach of the demo team of Ocoee. He was always one of my youngest on my demo team when I was actively running a demo team, right? And that's Mr. Ayashua.
Yes.
He is, he's just incredible with how long he's been able to sustain this pretty much after me. He was the one that stepped up and is able to, and he's got so much passion for it, and he's so creative. And he just loves working with the kids. And
we were watching him earlier. I mean, don't tell him this, but my wife and I, Patty and I, were like, he's going to be a great father. He's so good with kids.
100%.
He's such
and I know his parents really well.
He's an unreal martial artist.
Yeah. No, he really is.
He is unreal how talented.
There we go. He was just on there.
He's unreal how talented he is. And he's so humble too.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. We're blessed to have him as our, one of the leaders at Victory.
No, but he's creating his legacy, which is so beautiful to see, because honestly, he was always one of the youngest on our team. I mean, I had this was when I was like 18, 19 years old, thinking I'm top of the world. I just won the world title, and he's like 8 or 9 years old, and he's picking things up like everybody else. And that was what made him so special, is that he you show him one time to do something, and then he'd put his own flair to it. He was great with the jambong, still is. But now to get to see him training the next generation, it's just beautiful. I mean,
you're talking about legacy, sir. You're talking about passing on the knowledge to legacy.
That's legacy right there.
That's exciting. It expands too. It's a ripple effect, right? Yeah. Like you have a Mr. Ashwa. Now look how many people he's impacted. You got Mr. Right. I thought you were talking about Mr. Morgan, because Connor's on Mr. Morgan's team.
Oh, Connor's on Mr. Morgan's team. Yeah. And Mr. Morgan is the legacy of Mr. Ashwa, and just
and he's an unreal there. He's an unreal performer too.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll see him tonight, right?
He's the only individual performing tonight. Is Mr. Morgan. Yes. And his ability. It. Oh yeah. And he's making he's creating his legacy as well. So that's one of the many things we love about Victory, right? The legacy and being able to see these kids that start at a young age and now they're running their schools, or it's just
we need more Victory schools, because every time I tell people on like planes and stuff about martial arts, I'm like, oh, you gotta check out Victory. And we'll look it up on the phone. And sommes we found Victories close by, but not always. We gotta fix that. We gotta more.
Like I said, we're gonna 5 schools in the last 6 months, and so like that trajectory is when before it was 5 schools took 5-10 years.
Wow.
You know what I
Wow,
mean?
that's
So
speed now.
in 6 months, success loves speed, right?
Yeah.
So 6 months.
I thought it was money loves
yeah.
Speed loves money.
Speed loves yeah. Well, we can put that in there too. Yeah, for sure. But no, I think what's worked good for Victory too is overtaking, you know, some existing schools. You know, in COVID, 1 out of 3 martial arts schools closed, and we actually opened 4 or 5 of them during COVID. So, you know, just being able to have a school that, you know, maybe struggling a little bit, and we give them our system, our infrastructure, our way of training instructors, you know, and then becoming partners, but also guaranteeing them, listen, you're joining us, and we're gonna triplicate, you know, your business, and obviously we have a proven track record, right? So, and again, shout out to our seniors. I can't say enough about Chief Master Neri and who he is, and he popped up on the screen right when I said it, but
yeah, the day I saw him, we were out. So I'll tell you one quick story about Chief Master. So, you know, we've been going out to lunch maybe once a month with our wives, like after our Thursday class, which other than the instructor training, I think it's the hardest class that Victory has, right? The Thursday afternoon with with Chief Master,
I heard,
right?
yes.
He works us pretty hard.
Heck yeah.
And so I had reached out like, hey, we should do lunch. It was a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And like, it wasn't normal. He didn't respond because he was working on all this.
Yes.
And he probably knew that, you know, he was going to tell me.
Yeah.
And then I probably would tell Patty, and then everyone would know.
Right.
So it's probably not the way you want to go. So one morning I got up late. I go out and cycle like 5 a.m. a couple days a week.
Yeah.
And he loves to ride. He's like an elite cyclist, right? Like he's next level.
In the shortest amount of time, what he's able to accomplish is tremendous.
It's tremendous.
Oh.
It's tremendous. He's training at the elite level, right?
It's the martial arts and just the
just
human
the
he
mindset, the way, just who he is every day is congruent. And so I went on a road. I got halfway out. I turned around, came back, and we passed each other.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, good morning, sir." He yelled at me. And I was like, "Oh, that was cool. I got to see him." But like 3 minutes later, he pulled up next to me.
Yeah.
And he told me all about Victory TV. And he told me about the big vision.
Awesome.
And we started talking about it. He's like, "You remember when we went to Yellow Dog Eats a couple of years ago, sir?"
Yes.
And I started telling him about this kids education platform that we're putting on to founding fathers as well.
Okay.
It's going to teach our kids how to be value creators, something I just learned from another mastermind. So we started talking about the community.
Yeah.
For 20 minutes, that ride went like this.
Yeah.
Right? And he's riding pretty hard, harder than I'm like currently able to, even though I used to race a lot. And so I just stayed with him, rode with him.
Yeah.
Then we turned around, the sprinklers from the golf course started spraying both of us. He turned around to go back. I went, and I was just like, thank you, God, thank you, God, thank you, God, because that was the moment where I had put it out, like I wanted to have that conversation.
Right.
And then this is happening, and all of this came together. I mean, I almost started crying. I was like, this is an unreal moment. I went home to tell Patty, to tell Connor, to share that story, because I was like, you put it out there.
Yes.
You don't know when it's going to happen.
No, you don't.
But he goes, hey, sir, do you remember the conversation we had 2 years ago at Yellow Dog? I'm like, yes. He's like, that's happening now. It's happening now.
Yeah.
And it starts here.
That's beautiful. Thanks for sharing that.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. I love this quote. It's when you live with purpose, you collide with destiny. You know, things happen, good things happen, and that's our victory. You know, from our mission statement to it's just the frequency and there's so much in sync going on. You know, and can't say enough great things about you and your family and the love that you guys share and victory. Victory's best when it's shared and when we can do things like this and when we're all, you know, pointing to the true north all together. And so I'm excited for our future, but I know we'll be a big part of that together. So.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, sir.
Awesome. Beautiful. Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you, sir.
We look forward. Tonight's going to be spectacular. So I know we're ready for that. Tomorrow as well.
And then
tomorrow's your black belt test.
Tomorrow's black belt test. And then there's more training.
More training as well.
Yes,
and then we got the Victory for Life as well. And yeah, it's only the beginning. So
only the beginning, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Pleasure. Thank you.